Hey, you're very welcome to this information talk on intermittent fasting. So the way that this will work is you're all muted at the moment, but then I will unmute you all just after the information part and you can ask questions, because questions are the most important and vital part of this talk. I can only share the information when I'm almost prompted. What do people need? So there will be a space for questions at the end of the information. If you think, oh, I won't remember that, type it in the chat. Type your questions in the chat, and then you won't forget them, and I'll get to them at the end. All right, so it's really good to have you all here today. I'll try and not move too much. I've had to move inside because of my Wi-Fi. So we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting is one of the most popular, if you like, diets. I don't never refer to it as a diet, but it's become really, really popular. It was the most Googled nutritional diet plan in 2019. But in Chinese medicine, it's been around for thousands of years, that we always eat only when it's light and then don't eat after dark. So this is naturally keeping in rhythm with the seasons and with our own body clock, so that we eat for the right times. And it's said that you should eat your breakfast like a king and your dinner like a pauper. So these are what we are going to follow in Chinese medicine. And there's a reason for that. We follow the Chinese medicine clock. So I have an image of that now. I'm just going to share my screen. And you can see here the Chinese medicine clock. And we've got all sorts of different times of day going around the outside. And these are when certain organs are at their strongest. It's when they're really doing their work and they need to be supported. And you'll see here that at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 9 till 11 is the time for the stomach and the spleen. This is when the stomach and spleen and digestion, absorption, and the transformation of food is at its strongest. I'm going to come out of the share. It's when it's at its strongest. The stomach is at its strongest. And so that is when we need to be eating. When we go around the opposite side of the clock, that's when the stomach and spleen is at its weakest. And that's when we don't need to be eating. So to rest the stomach and spleen. Now, the stomach and the spleen, when I say spleen in Chinese medicine includes the duodenum and the pancreas. And we know that these organs together balance blood sugars. And they also produce a hormone called ghrelin. And ghrelin is what tells us when we are full and when we are empty. And if our spleen pancreas is not working properly, it won't produce this hormone, and it won't tell us that we are full. So really we need to take care of the spleen, one, for ghrelin, and also the spleen pancreas balances our blood sugars, really helping the production of insulin, which then metabolizes and uses the blood sugars that are coming. The insulin regulates the blood sugar in the body. So you can see how we need to keep the stomach and the spleen really healthy. So straight off the bat, I'm going to show you an acupressure point for helping with the stomach and spleen and reducing cravings. It's on the governing vessel. Now, the governing vessel comes from right at your perineum, up the spine, over the top of the head, and finishes just underneath the nose. So if you imagine, it's where, when I press here, I'm not pressing onto my teeth, I'm pressing into that lip of skin that joins the gum to the lip, I suppose. So everybody find that now. It's midway underneath your nose and the top of the lip. So I'm not on the top of the lip and I'm not under the nose. I'm midway between. Now, your body, you're not pressing a button here. There's no magic tricks. What I want you to do is press into that point and listen to your body. What this point is called is center of yourself. So if you find yourself distracted and ending up looking inside the fridge, if you find yourself, oh, I'm a bit bored, or, oh, I'm a bit scared. I'm going to stop this because I can't talk and do that at the same time. If you find like, oh, I'm a bit scared, I feel uncomfortable, I don't like this situation, and you feel like running away from yourself almost, this is the point to press. This will help with stopping your sweet cravings and even addiction. Like if you're feeling uncomfortable and you end up drinking too much, if you want to go and open a bottle of wine, if you want to open a bottle of chocolates just to make yourself feel better, this is the point to you. Okay, pressing this point, center of self, and imagine yourself coming back into your own kind of home. Your body is your home. This is where your spirit lives, spirit and body. And when we do the fasting, it's not about getting skinny. It's about getting healthy and fit. And this includes our mind as well as our body. So we use the Qigong exercise, which is a form of movement meditation to improve our mind. And we follow a really regular fasting schedule because the spleen, that organ of digestion, absorption, and transformation of food, really loves harmony and regular meal times. So we have the fasting schedule. So it's really simple to follow. We just start from not eating after 8 p.m. at night till 8 a.m. in the morning. And everybody goes, well, I fast already then. Yes, most people will say to me, oh, I fast anyway. But do you really? Is there something else that comes in? Do you have a cup of tea at, say, 10 o'clock at night? Do you have a little piece of toast? Do you have a little piece of something? That is not fasting. We must give time to rest the organs. And as we go through the fast, which is over 6 weeks, we move the fasting. So it moves 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. And we gradually get bigger and bigger, the fasting times, so that there's more time to rest the organ of the spleen. And we move to the next organ, which is the liver. Now, what the liver does is, one, it detoxes the body, it breaks down fats, and also it stores excess energy that we have from food around the middle here. So especially if you find that your tummy is quite big, but your arms and your legs stay skinny, this means you have liver stagnation. Generally, I'm talking in big pictures. This is not a one-to-one consultation, which is specific to you. This is a general information talk. So if you find that you end up putting on weight around your belly, which can really happen in menopause, peri and post, this is because your liver is stagnated. And the liver stagnates when we have too much of anything, when we eat too often. And so you might not eat big meals, but you might find yourself grazing and always eating a little bit of fruit here, a little bit of this here, a cup of tea there. Because remember, a cup of tea has got milk, which is a fat, which the liver has to digest. So what we do is we give some time for the organs to rest. And when the organs rest and they're not just digesting, then they have time to detoxify and they have time to use the energy that's already stored. Because what happens is the liver can't release the energy that's been stored around the belly, and it tells the spleen, we need some food, and you end up eating again. So you can't use the energy you've stored. You feel very tired and you feel kind of hungry all the time. And this is not what we want to be fit and healthy. So making sure we can relax and rest the organs is really important. If you look at any major culture in the world, they all have a fasting time. And it's usually the time of year for the liver. So in Chinese medicine, not only do we have a time of day, but we have a time of year. And the liver is all about regeneration, and it's the time of spring. So you look, we have Lent. In Christianity, we have Lent, where we often give up fat because we're resting the liver, fitting in with Chinese medicine. Exactly. You have Ramadan, where you fast all through the hours of darkness, all through the day and right through into the night. And you do that to rest the organs, rest the organs. So really important, we are going to be focusing on the spleen and the liver. So I'd like to show you a nice liver point here now, which will help aid the liver function. And I'm just going to move it down a little bit. So what I want you to do is I want you to find your ribs. So here's the beginning of my ribs, and I'm moving my hands down to the end of the ribs. So I've got the end of the ribs. And so look, you can see here, there's the, you know, I'm sitting down, I've got rolls. This fasting is not about getting skinny. This fasting is about getting healthy. And so I just must say, there are certain people that fasting does not suit. And if you're not sure about whether to do it, please do contact me. But if you are pregnant, if you've just had surgery, if you've got a chronic or debilitating illness, or you have any, did I say diabetes? Pregnant, kidney disease, and also if you have an eating disorder or have had an eating disorder, best to contact me. And if you're not sure, just start with the 8 till 8 and see how you go. Often people are worried if they're pre-diabetic and they say, oh, there's a history of diabetes. It's actually really important for you to do a little bit of 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. and rest the spleen and eat really healthy. Because remember, the intermittent fasting, you do the exercise of chi flow to build the muscle. If you've got strong muscles and strong bones, your metabolism is better. We also then have recipes every day and nutritional advice, and we have the fasting schedule. And there's over 250 of us now doing it together. So the power of the group to keep you accountable, there's nothing like it, nothing like it. But let's get back to liver 13. So find your ribs. Your right side is your liver. Your left side is your spleen pancreas. So come down to the end, that kind of floating rib right at the end of your ribs, and I want you to just kind of massage and press into here. Yeah, if you think you're going to get skinny for the intermittent fasting, I'm probably not the best advertisement for that, but I'm 53 and I'm super healthy. I've just spent 2 days clearing out rhododendrons, sawing them down. You're really active and really healthy. This is not about being skinny. It's about being healthy. Now, what you can do is make that with your wrists, and we're going to just massage into liver 13. This is called scratching monkey. Scratching monkey, and this will help to clear the liver stagnation and also wake up the spleen. If you like, we can tap underneath. Now we're going to be doing more of this in Chi Flow with Jo, and we actually have a more in-depth how to boost metabolism talk as part of Chi Flow with Jo next week when the fasting has begun. But I thought I would just show you two now. So you can use your fingers, massage and press into here. You can even kind of bend underneath the ribs, pressing lightly into your liver and your spleen. And you might already start to feel here, I can feel kind of like a loosening and something really kind of shifting and loosening in my belly here as I do this move. And like I said, acupressure, it's not a magic button. You got to talk to your body. What does it say? Does it say, don't press so hard, rub with the palm of your hands? Or does it say, oh, I like that, do that a little bit more? Listen to what your body is saying. I'm just going to check my notes, see if I've covered everything. And so some of the questions that I get asked are, can I eat bread? Can I eat pasta on the fast? This is not a keto fast. This is not so much about what you eat, it's when you eat. But there are some essential rules. We have no refined carbohydrates. So that means no white bread, no white pasta. You can have brown rice, whole grain pasta, anything that is whole grain that's got plenty of fibers, that the spleen is going to take a long time to break down the fibers and to digest, okay, to transform into bodily energy that we can use. So whole grain, yes. Refined carbs, no. Which also means no refined sugars. So no cakes, no biscuits, no chocolate. So, and people say, well, can I eat dark chocolate? Do you know what? This fast will also be about the relationship you have with the food you eat. There are some basic rules: no refined carbs, no refined sugars, and follow the fasting schedules. No coffee on an empty stomach. But the rest of it is up to you. If you feel, well, I really want that piece of dark chocolate, then you have that. Have a loving relationship with your food. For me, I'm not going to be having chocolate. Oh, and the other thing you can't have is no alcohol. So this is the preparatory week, which is why I'm doing the info talk. This is your preparatory week. Give away your chocolate. Drink all your alcohol, give it away. No alcohol, no refined sugars. So if you want to eat 100% cocoa, that's up to you. But anything less than 100% cocoa chocolate, no, because it's got refined sugars in it. But really, it's about, someone also then asked, can I eat Benecol yogurts? I would say no, because it has sugar in. Can I have Splenda? No, it's a terrible sugar alternative anyway. If you want a sugar alternative, have a little bit of honey, have a little bit of maple syrup, agave nectar. There's plenty of good, natural, organic sources of sugar. But again, you can't have those in the fasting schedule, which means also when you're fasting, you can't have tea with milk. You can have herbal tea and you can have water. Can't have coffee, even if it's black coffee, and you can't have tea with milk during the fasting schedule. And I would really recommend not having coffee on an empty stomach, which means don't break your fast with coffee. Far too often I see fasting that says just drink coffee after your fast. Sort of like 12 o'clock in the day on an empty stomach, drink coffee. In Chinese medicine, this would be a really bad thing to do. Not that there is good and bad, but there are some good and bad. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach will weaken your kidney energy. And in your long-term health, you want to keep your kidneys strong. All right. So no coffee on an empty stomach. I think that's all the questions that I know. So why don't we move over now, and I'm going to open it up, unmute everybody, and you can actually ask your questions. Okay. And I see we have some in the chat. Let me just unmute, and you can unmute yourself now and ask your question. Go ahead. Okay, so I can see we have one question in the chat. We're going to start from there. And it's, I'm so fat that it doesn't feel like it's doing anything. So, well, we haven't started the fast yet, Ziva. I know you joined up, which is fantastic. So we're just preparing now. We're doing the preparatory chi flow exercises just to ease the body in gently. And that's why we have this program over 6 weeks. So it's good and gentle, good and gentle. So tell me in 3 weeks' time that it's not doing anything. I'm not sure whether I answered your question. So if you've got more to ask, do unmute yourself and tell me exactly what you mean. But someone said to me yesterday, oh, I don't think that I could fast from 6 in the evening till 12 in the day. That's fine. We have to dig where we stand. One of my mentors, I loved him. He was Swedish and he had 2 great sayings. One was, there is a cow on the ice. He was Swedish, which meant something bad is going to happen. But the other one, which I loved, but the other one was, you have to dig where you stand. If you want a hole digging over there, you have to go over there. You have to dig where you stand. You have to change right where you are. So don't think about the end result. Don't think about the fast that's 6 in the evening till 12 in the day. Start. Could you start not eating after 8 p.m. till 8 a.m.? I think that that is very doable for everybody. And you will see how much what your habits are like. I've got habits. I'm like, oh my God, I can't have my 9 o'clock cup of tea when I'm watching the telly, when I've finally sat down. No, Joe, you can't. You're going to have a herbal tea. You're going to change. You're going to change for 6 weeks. You're going to make a change. So you have to dig where you stand. So if you feel so fat, then start. Make a start. Not eating after 8 in the evening till 8 in the morning, cutting out the refined sugars, the refined carbs, no alcohol. And what else? The other thing that I said, which I can't remember. So another question here, Joan. Oh, Joan's actually talking to Ziva. Just keep talking to your body and trying what Joanne suggests. Now, Joan, if you'd like to come on and tell your story, because Joan's been with me for over a year now, and I know that your body shape has changed. Am I correct? Yeah. How much, if you don't want to speak, that's okay. You can just put in, did you? Oh, you should be able to unmute. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I found the support from Joanne really, really helpful. I started in March when the pandemic had just started, and coming on every morning and being with all of you, all the women who were there then, and getting Joanne's advice, particularly this thing about just love your body, just be okay with it. You know, all of that really helped me. I was about 4.5 stones heavier then, and I've been able to do a bit of just changing what I was eating. And you know, I got Joanne's books. She didn't want any. She gave us the sessions for free for a while, just to help us through the first crisis of the pandemic. And I bought the books as a way of saying, well, I'm not taking the sessions for free. And I loved the books, and I loved everything about, listen to what your body really wants to eat, and love your body. And Joanne kept saying that, and I had my big tummy, and everything was, ugh. I hated myself. There was so much self-loathing. But being able to come and do exercise every morning was really helpful without it feeling like I was doing exercise. Because I'm the kind of person that goes, fuck that. I'm not doing exercise. Goody, goody, meh. But doing everything with Joanne, and I just loved it. So I don't know if that helps, but I'm not into deprivation. So that's been good when Joanne said things like, eat maybe feta cheese with watermelon, and I found things like, I really like that. So I wanted that thing where you said you don't take tea in your milk in the schedule. I thought I want to make that. I want to find out what are you actually meaning by that, Joanne? Are you meaning just when it's from 8 o'clock at night till 8 in the morning or 9, or are you meaning for the 6 weeks you don't do it? Because I felt there was a vagueness in that, and I thought that might switch some people off.
Let's have a look and see if I can share the schedule with you. Hang on a second.
No, but what do you mean by the schedule? Is the schedule the whole 6 weeks? Over
Yeah.
the whole 6 weeks, you
No.
don't do
So,
milk in your tea, or are you meaning when it's between 8 o'clock at night and you're not doing anything till the morning? I think that needs to be clarified.
yes. So the fasting schedule is over 6 weeks. So the fasting begins 8 p.m. in the evening till 8 a.m. in the morning. And after 8 a.m. in the morning, you just kind of live your life normally. You just eat what you want. You can have your tea, you can have porridge, you can have a bacon sandwich, whatever you want to have. I'm not here to be food police. That's definitely not what this is. This is about you developing a relationship and habits that are about love with your food. And then the next week we move, I think, from 7 p.m. till I think 9 a.m. or I can't remember off the top of my head. The fasting schedule, you will see it posted all over Facebook. And when you join Chi Flow, I send you the fasting schedule and all the information you need. So just in between those fasting times, you can't have your cup of tea with milk, and you can't have you can't eat anything but water. Outside of that, you can eat normally, but I would also recommend that normally doesn't include refined sugars, refined carbs, alcohol. Yes, and chocolate. Alcohol, which is in the refined sugars. Is that clearer? Yeah, is that clearer? Okay, good, good, good. And is everybody okay with the Chinese medicine aspect of it? The understanding of why we do it. The spleen likes the spleen and the liver like rest. When they are rested, then they're able to metabolize the energy that's in your body, and they're able to actually repair, and you will find your inflammation reduces. I don't know if you found that, Joan, or anybody else, that actually you have reduced inflammation. I do this every year because I'm 53. Now, I haven't finished the menopause yet, but especially after Christmas, I can notice that my hot flushes start coming back on. I'm a little bit stiffer in my left foot, and also my sleep is not as regular. And so I need this as much as everybody else. So I set this up. So I've got the support of everybody else to do it as well. Let's go back to your questions now. Is plant-based milk allowed during the fasting? E.g. soy. Like I said, during your fasting time of 8 p.m. till 8 a.m., you can only have water and herbal teas. Outside of that, you can have soy milk, you can have regular milk, you can have whatever you choose. Inside the fasting schedule, nothing but water and herbal teas. Is that clear? Someone give us the thumbs up. Is that clear? Yeah? All right. Let me see here now. What else? Oh, Ziva meant the massage thing. Ah, okay. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And sometimes you're kind of like, but you just kind of massage into there and take your attention there. In Chinese medicine, which is what I begin a lot of my sentences with, where you take your attention, energy flows. And when energy flows, blood goes. It's really important to use the power of the mind. Just even sending your good intentions to these points here and sending your attention will actually increase the chi flow and will increase your blood flow. So it's not kind of like there's a button there. There are specific acupuncture points, and it is great when you have somebody press on them and you can feel a release. But even the power of the mind, you'll find this with the qigong. And if I had more time, I would do a demonstration of how energy moves in the body, maybe another talk. Virginia, it hurts or is tender when massaging the liver and the spleen. Well, then go gently. It means perhaps that your liver and spleen are inflamed. We're also going to be doing healing sounds and the healing colors for the spleen and the liver over the fasting schedule. Smile, even do this. Even if you don't want to massage, put your hands over the points and send a smile to that point. I know it sounds airy-fairy, but I'm telling you that, well, in my experience, it really works. And I've had thousands of clients. And I have to say, a lot of them have a marked improvement. So just smile to your spleen. Hello, spleen. Send a lovely orange glow, because that's the color for the spleen. Always think of orange Smarties, always sweeter than the rest. And coming over to here, hold the liver point and just send lots of beautiful green here. Now we're going to be going into more depth in this if you join up with the Chi Flow with Joe, with the healing sounds and the healing colors. But if you have problems and it's tender when you touch them, send a lovely green smile. Green, the color of spring. The liver is the only organ in the body that can regenerate. And it's a beautiful organ. So give it some time to rest and regenerate. Send it a smile and wait until it smiles back. So I hope that helps, Virginia. Let's pull that up. I don't want to lose weight. Brilliant. So it's still good to let the organs rest. You can still have what's called, we call it liver stagnation. In the West, they might call it non-alcoholic liver fatty disease, NALFD. It's very good to rest the organs. If you don't want to lose weight, the Chi Flow exercises, the one that we were doing this morning, do you remember, if anybody's here, we were twisting and squeezing and wringing out the liver and the spleen. You don't have to do the fasting as part of the schedule if you don't want to lose weight, or if you've had surgery, or if you are pregnant, or if you're diabetic. But the chi flow exercises will also help. I hope that answers you. Aileen saying, amazing, Joan. Tony, I do night duty and boy, not sure how to manage the fasting. Well, if you do it on night duty all the time, you could turn it around. Tony, I think that's more of a, I know you're signed up for the Chi Flow with Joe, so I think that's more me and you will have a chat about that, because already your body rhythm is different than everybody else's. If you're doing constant night shifts, your body rhythm will be out, and so I'd have to change the fasting schedule a little bit for you. Joan, I woke up thinking, for me, I want to call it a digestive reset and not call it fasting. Nice. I don't want to be focused on what I can't have. I'm focusing on the positive and what I am doing, not what I can't get. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's exactly right. Annie, can you eat some fruit? You can eat as much fruit as you like, but not in the fasting times, which are from in the evening until the morning. If the stomach works best in the morning, is it not better to eat before 11 or 12? Aileen, could you come in and clarify what you mean then? I think what you're asking is, why would we leave the fasting schedule to the last week to eat at 12? Remember, this is 1 or 2 weeks out of your year. Generally, you need to be eating nice and big in the morning between 7 and 9 and 9 and 11. That's your big meal of the day. Now, yes, for the last week of the fasting, we take it to 12 in noon, but that's only 1 week of the year because we are doing a specific regime. But generally, ordinarily in Chinese medicine, this time of day is when, and let me see if I can just screen share, because I want to share something else with you. So here you can see that actually the gallbladder and the liver, can you see it's from 11 o'clock at night till 3 a.m. in the morning. These are the times when your liver and gallbladder are at their peak. And so if it's still digesting because you've had a late night snack at 11 o'clock at night, or you've eaten at 9 o'clock, can you see how that's not going to rest your liver? And it affects then your sleep, and it really affects your menopause. Okay. I don't wish to lose weight. Brilliant. So do like I said, Francis, just maybe take it from 8 p.m. in the evening till 8 a.m. in the morning. And then you'll see, oh, do I nibble on a bit of chocolate? You'll still get to rest your organs without losing weight. All right. And the Qigong is really going to enhance your muscle, especially your nice thighs. Anybody, we were doing bone building last month, and everybody's bum. How's everybody's bum? You all got bums of steel now. We were doing lots of kind of bone and muscle building. And it's really essential for the metabolism to have good muscle quality. The better your muscles are, the more your metabolism works. Okay, I think, does anybody else want to unmute and ask me anything at all? But I think that we've really covered it all. And I think Joan really encapsulated it. You know I've heard quite a lot, people don't want to lose weight. Some people are not doing this to lose weight, but lose weight or not lose weight, it's really about loving your body. There is Natalie, who I can see is on here, has just sent me an article from the New Scientist, which is showing the medical research that now shows that the state of mind of which you're in when you eat your food impacts the nutritional value of your food. So if you don't love what you're eating, it's not going to love you. You could be eating all the carrots in the world and perhaps still get fat because that is your mindset, or still, whatever your mindset is, that will influence what you create in the world. You know, as the Buddha says, and it just went out of my mind. It came in and went out. Everything we create in the world, we create with our mind. We created this computer with our mind. I created my breakfast with my mind. So taking care of your mind as well as your body and the things that you put into your body, this is what it's about. And for me, it's all about loving yourself, asking 2 fundamental questions, which I do in my first book. What do I need, and how can I love myself more? That's it. And just to ask yourself those 2 questions today. How can I love myself more? Whether that's either having a little bit of chocolate cake or not having the chocolate cake. You need to parent yourself. Whether you have children or don't have children, it doesn't matter. Being your own best parent. Is it the best for you to have Coca-Cola and pizza every day? Is it the best for you to open a bottle of wine every day? You wouldn't be doing this to your child, so don't do it to your inner child. Love yourself. That's it. Anybody got any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much for everybody being here. I do hope to see you in Chi Flow. I will also be putting this recording out in an email, so you'll get that. And I am always here for you to send me an email, drop me a message on Facebook, wherever you like. Just ask away. May you be happy and may you be well. May I be happy, may I be well. May all beings everywhere be happy, safe and well. Have a chi-filled day. Take it easy. Oh, I can't find my end button now.